Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Zach Young, and in each episode, we're going to cover the stories behind impactful ventures, challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we're joined by Filipe Zimmer, business strategist, high-performance coach, and founder of ClientWins.io, who helps coaches, consultants, agencies, and online service providers shatter growth ceilings to hit consistent 10K months and beyond with streamlined offers, sales systems, and team building. With over 5 years in the online high-ticket space, including a transformative 6-month isolation retreat that reshaped his coaching philosophy, Filipe has coached hundreds of founders, from new coaches to multi-6 and 7-figure owners, through his online founder blueprint and team growth blueprint. Filipe, a very, very warm welcome to Founders Future.
Thanks for having me, Zach.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great episode. We've got a lot to dive into. Before we do, I do like to start with a bit of your background, though. So before becoming a high-performance coach, business coach, what were you doing previously? And what was really your inspiration for getting into this space?
Yeah, it's a great question. I came from Brazil originally. So when I moved out of Brazil and I came here to the US, that's been about almost 10 years now. So I started as a door-to-door salesman, right? I was selling door-to-door, going, knocking on doors, trying to sell solar at the time. Extremely challenging, new language, new country, new culture. So it was a lot of challenges, but I've learned a ton, right? So it was a great experience developing that thick skin. And as you could imagine, not everyone treats you well when you're knocking on doors. So that was interesting, and I've learned a lot. But that took me on a path to try to understand more about sales and communication. A lot of personal development that came along the way with that. So I ended up, investing in coaches, including Cole at the time back then, and I got an opportunity to become a closer. So I got into the high ticket space as a closer, and which was an amazing opportunity. And so I worked as a closer for a while, and then I got another opportunity to become a head coach for a company that was doing business coaching. So I was meeting with all clients on a weekly basis and doing one-on-ones and also group calls. And then I started managing a small team. And eventually I decided to transition into building my own thing. So yeah.
Very nice. So that coaching role is like a CSM job. Am I right
That's
there?
right. The CSM job, correct.
Nice. So a little bit of everything. Started out as a closer, went to CSM, manager, and now got your own business. Very cool. So you've been in the space a good amount of time, right? I mean, 5 years right after COVID, right? So the online
Yep.
tickets, the high ticket space has changed a lot in those 5 years, hasn't it?
Absolutely did. Yes.
We can
A
talk about
lot.
that for a long time, but we'll digress there for now. So
Okay.
when did ClientWins.io, when did that come to be?
Beginning of 2025, so it's been about a year now.
Nice, very good. Okay, just about a year now. Let's dive into the business today. Right, January 2026. What does working with ClientWins.io look like right now? How you structuring your work with your clients, everything like that.
Yeah, so right now I work with clients on a one-on-one basis, plus we have a support call as well for clients to have also like some community to have a little bit of the group aspect too, and people can learn from each other as well, but mostly on a one-on-one basis. And we identify the bottleneck from their business, right? I typically work with service-based businesses. So it could be coaches, consultants, agencies, but any service-based business, it's also along the lines of what I work with. So pretty much, I try to identify the bottlenecks, what are their challenges, where they're at, where they want to be, and my work is to help them close that gap, right? In some cases, people are trying to build a team, and that's the team growth blueprint that you mentioned previously, and we help them with identifying what's the best hire, and if I can help them to build, especially a client success team, that's where I have more experience. But I've also worked as a closer, so sometimes they, hey, I need an appointment setter, or I need a closer. We talk about that too, if that's the case, and we work on that. But a lot of my clients too, they are trying to hit their first 10K month. and then it's less about team building. It's more about mindset, developing certain skills. It's about strategy, honing into one strategy, because very often they're very confused, right? They could go in 10 different directions and they are just spinning their wheels, and then I help them just focus and go in one direction, kind of thing.
Yeah. Got to point in the right direction. Absolutely. And, what I've seen through the podcast, obviously, what we see with a lot of businesses, right? Whatever they're doing, whatever the business is doing, typically they're pretty good at, right? Whatever service base they're doing. But the thing is, whether you're a really good fitness coach or you're a really good roofer or whatever it is, you're probably not the best at sales and marketing, right?
Absolutely.
I'm sure you've
Yes,
seen that.
that's when they
So,
come to me. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, kind of walk us through that part. How are you turning these people into sales and marketing machines?
Yeah, that's a great comment because a lot of people they are high performers. They've been great in a specific area. I just came to mind right now a client that I worked with in the past that he was an executive at Facebook for a while, and then we worked together, and then now he wanted to help people that were executives as well. So he had a lot of skills in the corporate space, but he had no idea how to build his own business, right? And how to get on a sales call and have a conversation with someone else and sell his own business. Um, so yeah, a lot of this is I do one-on-one calls with my clients, and if it's sales, what they need, we're gonna do role playing. We're gonna go over building a script. We're gonna go over understanding the script because there's a big difference, which is not just having the words in front of you, but really understanding the principles behind them. And then call reviews. We do like I give them feedback. They bring the recordings. We do a call review. We looked at exactly how things are happening on the call, and typically it's a feedback loop, right? They keep doing that until the results start showing up and they feel the difference. They feel more confident and so on. And the same goes to marketing. Similar process in a way, right? Of and creating a feedback loop of the things that they're using for marketing and the way they're putting themselves out there and the way they're attracting leads. So we keep refining that process until we find what works. Sometimes it's, a little bit of A/B testing here and there until we get to the right thing. And and yeah, that's pretty much what we've been doing.
Yeah, a big debate in the space, paid versus organic. Where do you land there?
That is a big debate. I am a big fan of starting with organic until a certain until a certain point. I think if you're not making at least 10K a month, it's probably risky to try to start ads, especially if you don't have any experience in that area. Maybe if you have some previous knowledge from that, that could be different. Maybe you worked as a media buyer somewhere else. That would be very different, right? But for most people, I would say wait until you have enough cash and enough capital that you have something inside that you can, test, that you can try to take risks. And then I'm a big fan of ads because paid ads are extremely scalable once you get them right. So, um, organic can be scalable to a certain point, I think. It's very hard for people to scale organic to the moon. It's just there's usually limits unless you are a big guru or a celebrity or something like that, then maybe you have more chances. But yeah, paid ads is the way to scale.
Got it. Okay, so let's get some proof of concept. Right, let's get some money through the door, and then maybe let's take, our best performing organic content. We could turn that into ads to really get that scalability, that consistency that you mentioned.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. That could be even boost posts that you mentioned, getting the best posts right there. They're performing well. And sometimes once you get into paid ads, it kind of forces some people to kind of almost niche down a little bit with their offer to get more, or at least more specific, not necessarily niche down, but get more specific with the way they communicate their offer.
Mm.
Because if you're too vague on ads, that typically doesn't work well.
Yeah.
So when coaches, consultants, or agents they're starting out there, it's a little bit easier for you to be more abstract with your offer, and you can leverage connections and networking. You can get on a conversation with someone, get DMs, and and kind of just understand where they're at and position yourself in a way that you, okay, now I understand their problem. Can I help them with that? Yes. Okay. We can move forward. But on ads, you cannot do that. You have to be specific, right? This is
Yeah.
exactly what I do for you kind of thing.
Yeah. The right person needs to see that and be like, holy, Felipe is talking directly to me. Right. Or
Yes.
else, like you mentioned, you can burn some money with ads. That's for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Or just get the absolute worst wrong ICP, and then you're just running through some pretty bad leads, which nobody likes either. So yeah,
Yes.
keep the
Wasting
concept
time
first.
and money that way.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, not what we want to do. Absolutely. So let's look to the back end of your business for a second. How are your clients currently finding you to work with you?
Finding me.
Yeah, like finding you through a marketing sense. Some people think I'm like, when I ask that, they're like, oh, how do they find to work with you? Like, oh, I think they like me. I'm like, no, no, no. Sorry. No, how are they actually finding you to work with you?
Yes. So typically the channel that I use the most is LinkedIn. I've used LinkedIn a lot, and I've done a lot of organically. I've done a lot of outreach on LinkedIn to create opportunities and get clients. And then sometimes people reach out to me as well. So it has a little bit of inbound, mostly outbound. And then m- I think a couple of months ago, I started doing ads and I shut down them for the holidays, and then I'm starting back on again right now. So, so yeah, my goal is to now get into the part that we're mentioning before is to, scale with ads.
Yeah, very nice. And the ads you mentioned, are those on LinkedIn or is that like more so Meta?
Meta ads.
Meta. Okay, I was gonna say LinkedIn ads. That's a different beast I've heard. I've never done them myself, but
Yes.
I've heard it's a
Very
different
different.
world.
Yeah, I haven't found a lot of people that have had big success with it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they exist, but it's not a majority.
Yeah, it's just like the people who can really build a business off organic, right? Some
Yes,
people can, most people very unlikely.
exactly.
Okay. So, you've done a lot of organic on LinkedIn and outreach on LinkedIn as well. I'm curious, why LinkedIn? I know there's a lot of businesses on there, right? But as you know, they're on Meta too. Did you find maybe it's just a little bit less saturated on LinkedIn? Maybe a little less utilized?
That's a good question. I think it's because I started like 5 years ago when I got into space. LinkedIn was perfect for that. It was not saturated back then. They didn't have the limits on the amount of people you can message uh, as you have now. So it was very easy to get there, find people, and message them and make things happen. Now it's the game changed, right? Like people get hit by, 10 people a day. But I think since I've done this for a while, not only for myself, I used to do this for as part of the things that I used to teach as a head coach before it was that as well. So I think I've learned how to position myself in a different way than most people. And so
Nice.
I can still make things happen on LinkedIn, but it's definitely more saturated. I think the market is more educated than it used to be. And so it's definitely more challenging.
Yeah, definitely. Like we said, the space has changed.
Yes.
I mean, I know it's been 5, 6 years since COVID now, but I mean, I could say it's like been 30 years just based off how things have changed. Prospects have changed, the
Fast.
internet has changed, right? So yeah, it's that's been quite the process, absolutely. So the business been around just about a year now. Do you have a team working with you at all, or are you still a one-man show?
Yeah, I have an appointment setter
Nice.
and I have a technical guy for like GHL helps me go high level and helps clients too if clients need help with that too. So we just get him done funnels and stuff like that. Yeah.
hmm Very cool. So you got a small team working with you. You mentioned you do some recruiting, right, for your clients as well. Recruiting salespeople, it's a very interesting space, right? How do you go about doing that? Because there's millions of people that want to get in the high ticket sales space.
Yes, absolutely. It's tough. I think it has to do a lot with finding the right connections. So I basically know people that know people. And I think I built those connections over time. And part of it, there's some groups as well that you can find people that helps out. But um, I think for the most part, it's either you leveraging those connections or I go on LinkedIn and I just for that I've done LinkedIn ads for just
Mm.
for hiring people. So it's just job posts, right? So I'm putting job posts and you can do them for free or you can do paid job posts, then you get more opportunities. So typically I try for free first. If I didn't get enough, then I go for a paid job post until we find the right person.
Interesting. I've not heard that before. LinkedIn ads for job posts. But like
Yeah.
you mentioned, the relationships part, the high ticket space is relationships.
Yes,
Right. So yeah, you start
absolutely.
there, your own network, right? If you can get someone that someone you know vouches for, typically you take that person right off the bat, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I typically go there first. I've done a little bit of all of those that I just mentioned, but I always go there first.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some, I mean, there's a lot of Facebook groups out there, right?
Hmm.
Pretty iffy. There's some good recruiters in the space, right?
Yeah.
Zach Brown's a pretty solid one. Um, let's see, there's Jackson Bardley is a newer one as well. He's in a lot of groups. He posts a lot of stuff. So there's a lot out there. There's a lot of bad stuff out there. Sometimes it takes some time to simmer through for the good stuff. Definitely.
True that.
That's a process. It's just tough when, sometimes clients expect a really good person in like 3 to 4 days. And it's like,
Yeah.
hey, this could take a
You
little
gotta
bit
set
more
the right
time.
expectations. Yeah. Yeah. And typically what I found is people get in the door because they are looking for recruiting, they're looking help on that specific challenge that they're going through. But I always have a conversation with them to try to identify other things because
Yeah.
typically what I found is that's just one thing, and then they have three or four other issues that they need help with. Um, so sometimes they don't have the right systems. They want to hire someone, but they don't have systems to be able to, to ramp them up correctly and things like that. So we're gonna work. I do a lot of business coaching with my clients
Mhm.
on that regard.
Absolutely. I mean, oh, you want a closer? Oh, huh? Oh, you're getting 7 booked calls a week. Okay, yeah, that's you're not you're not ready for
Yeah,
closer, right? We
exactly.
got to fix these systems first. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a big one. Absolutely. Very good. Well, like I said, it's mid-January 2026, right? The year is still young. You're getting back into Facebook ads at this point. Any other goals you set for yourself and the business you're looking to achieve this year?
Yeah, I think I want to build a fulfillment team now. So my idea is that as I grow, that I can build a system where I have more people fulfilling. So, for example, the CSM, I can have someone doing more one-on-ones instead of me. So I want to be able to step out of that role. I still want to be in touch with clients. I can have support calls uh, in the meantime. But that's one of my intentions is to scale fulfillment as well. So that's one of the things, and of course, make Facebook ads scalable, make them work. That's another one. I think those are kind of my main goals right now. Being able to build a solid small team that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Those go hand in hand, right? You use the Facebook ads to scale the clients. Then you need to get scale the back team, the back end of the team. You still get to enjoy life outside of the business, right? That's
100%.
a good way of going about it. Absolutely. Felipe, where is the best place for the listeners to find you, connect with you online?
Yeah, people can find me on LinkedIn, as I mentioned. That's one of the places they can go. It's Filipe Zimmer. Pretty easy to find my name. There's not a lot of people with the same name. And also YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, so feel free to look for Filipe Zimmer there as well. Or my website is philipezimmer.com. So any on those will be totally fine.
Yeah, Felipe Zimmer everywhere. Keeping it easy on us. You know how to brand. Absolutely. Well, my man, pleasure having you on. It was a great conversation. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks for having me, Zach. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. And that will wrap up another inspiring episode of The Founder's Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go and connect with Felipe on all of his social media. Check out his website as well. All those links will be in the show notes and description down below. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're looking to scale your business, and you really want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we went from 0 to 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing.